Something massive is brewing in Boston as we just got major injury updates surrounding three very key pieces to this Red Sox organization that we have all missed for months now. I'm here to break down brand new updates from Manager Chad Tracy surrounding Roman Anthony, Trevor Story, and Garrett Crochet, how their rehabs are going, when we can expect the rehab stints to actually begin, and if all of these three players can find themselves back on the active roster before this MLB season actually comes to an end. We'll break down all of that on this episode of Red Sox Digest, so let's not waste any time and get right to it, breaking down the news. And we are first going to start with pointing out how long it has actually been since we have witnessed any of these three big names playing for the Red Sox organization, as it has been a long time. It's getting to the point where people are forgetting they're even a part of this Red Sox team and organization. And yes, a lot of winning going on in Boston does help for that to actually take place, but you cannot overlook how impactful these players were or could be when they return to this Red Sox team at some given point. So let's break it all down. Roman and Trevor Story both exit in May. In the mid stages, Roman in the early stages of May, Trevor Story midway through May, and then for Garrett Crochet in April, late April, he's out of the story. And again, he was supposed to be the ace. Roman was supposed to be, and it's still expected to be, the forefront of the future of this Red Sox organization, despite only being, 22 years of age. It seems like not only does the Red Sox organization, but the entirety of the fan base surrounding the Red Sox has a lot of faith in this young kid. And Trevor Story, yes, despite the horrible start he got off to at the beginning of this season, there's still a lot of expectations based off the year he's coming off of just last season, where I believe he had 25 plus home runs as well as 25 plus stolen bases, and I think they won all but one game that he homered in last year. Things were working when Trevor Story was a part of this team last season. Now, in the games that he has played up to this point, that is not the case. But he could be another useful right-handed bat to add to this lineup in the sense of versatility and depth, as well as having the ability to play a premier defensive position at shortstop. So let's get to the updates and actually break this down. And really, shout out to Chris Colino for breaking this news initially, because he got the quote directly from Tracy, as he goes on to say, Roman Anthony has progressed to hit off a high-velocity traject machine, and he's, quote, getting closer to a rehab assignment, per Chad Tracy. And we'll do even more than that, as immediately following that tweet from from Chris, we get this from Tommy Castle. Heard some rumors last week that we could see Roman Anthony in AAA or Portland sooner rather than later. And then they are both citing Tracy in this interview on NESN. We broke this down, an interview like this roughly a week ago, again discussing injury updates. And Roman was hitting off of a tee, and then he was doing soft toss, and then he was going off a lighter pitching machine, the hack machine, or the hack attack machine it's called. And now he's even improved even more to hit off a traject machine, which, if you don't know what it is this. You guys have probably seen it, just don't know the actual name of it. The technology nowadays is absolutely insanity. You can see the actual pitcher there. It's all holographic, and then they go through their windup, and the ball comes out of that little hole there, and then you get the spin and all the extra pieces of stats there listed on the screen and where it is on the strike zone. The technology is out of control. But here is the quotes from Tracy, as well as the questions he was asked. So the question is Roman still hitting off the machine? Tracy goes on to respond with, Roman has started adding some traject as well. He has been hitting off a machine, the hack attack, and has now started to incorporate some traject work. But it's as close as you can get to live pitching without actually facing live pitching. So that has started to be incorporated into his routine, and now he'll carry that for a little bit of time. And this is exactly like the last conversation we broke down surrounding Tracy and Roman Anthony specifically, as he told us, hey, he's starting to swing a bat. Awesome. And then the next time, it was, hey, he's swinging a bat, and now he's not only just hitting off a tee, but he's doing some soft toss work. And then the next update, he's hitting off a machine. It was the Hack Attack machine. It's not live pitching. We don't know when the live pitching is actually going to be implemented. But again, it's progress. It's good progress. And every few days that go by, every week that goes by, it feels like we're getting another positive update surrounding Roman Anthony and his abilities with a baseball bat in his hand, which is huge news, because it has been a long time since we actually got to watch Roman participate in game activities and participate for this Red Sox organization, as the Red Sox Toronto Blue Jays game just started as I pull that open on my phone on the second-hand side. So then the second question asked to Tracy, and he answered before the question even was completed. So if you actually go back and watch it, you don't even hear the full question, but basically this was the premise. He must be getting close to a rehab stint. And again, Tracy cut him off before the question was even completed and says, getting closer. Yeah, getting closer. Again, with his hand in a lot of these things, I'm learning that I don't want to put a timetable on it, because you just don't know. As he does that, how is he going to respond? But again, like I told you guys before, with his progress with the other machine, it's a step in the right direction. Tracy making it abundantly clear he does not want to put a definitive timetable on any form of injury or player for that matter. He doesn't want to put a timetable on Roman, Story, Tanner Houck, Tristan Casas, Garrett Crochet. Doesn't matter. Any of the names that are currently on the IL, and there are a handful, to say the absolute least, for the Red Sox, he does not want to put a timetable on any of them, because it usually gets you burnt. Adley Rutschman has stepped in the box for the Red Sox for his first professional AB. Now, if Roman Anthony can return this season and he can be plugged into this team and this roster as currently constructed, and he is a fraction of what we witnessed up to this point in the year, in the sense of, and not even, and I should rephrase that, in the sense of up to the point in the games he was able to play, getting pulled in May, this team is going to benefit extremely from having him because of how great he is, especially on the offensive end. And this Red Sox team has found good grooves, and great grooves for that matter, on the offensive end, really going from a team that couldn't score 2 runs a game to averaging 5.5 runs per game over the last stretch of games, resulting in a lot of winning, which we all have been witness to. And again, Adley's now in the lineup for the first time. He's currently taking his first AB. He's down 0-2 to one of the best pitchers in baseball, Dylan Cease. Let's see what he does here. He takes a splitter down. Very nice. Adley's now in this lineup. He's hitting third. And then you have Wilson, Durbin, Duran, Monasterio, Sogard. If you can plug Roman Anthony into that lineup, holy shit. Holy shit. That team is going to be terrifying, to say the absolute least. The absolute least. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, to conclude this video, Tracy did mention Trevor Story and Garrett Crochet. He was very brief about it, but go on to say this. The question was, Crochet, Story, anything there? Tracy responds, nothing other than they resumed their work. Yesterday, Crochet was back to throwing. Trevor was able to ramp up the intensity more after a regen day. So Crochet, a ways to go, and Trevor creeping closer. So it's good to see that they're both progressing towards making a return. Adley did just strike out, unfortunately. Facing Cease is no easy task. But again, it's Tracy reiterating that they are both working. They're not entirely as close as Roman, it feels like, but they are working. They are progressing, but no timetables for anybody. And it's a matter of time and a ways down the line, it feels like, until any of them actually do return. But again, closer today than we were yesterday. So again, let me know down below your thoughts and opinions. What are your expectations for Roman Anthony if and when he does return this season with this lineup the way it's currently constructed? And honestly, I can't be any more excited. Let me know down below how you guys feel about it, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of Red Sox Digest.